Not sure what happened. We are back live. Take two. Really not sure what happened. But we are broadcasting on both pages. So weird. Huh. Welcome back, everybody. Weird. So very weird. We just lost access to Truckers TV for a second. But we're back. Andrew, you still there? I summoned Andrew. Weird. So very weird. Huh. You guys hear me okay? I don't know what the hell happened. Technical difficulties, I guess, on whoever's side. Well, welcome back to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Truckers TV finest, Dennis Adams. Yeah. What up, Tina?
Not much.
I have no idea. Access that.
Yeah, that was weird.
Strange.
Hi, Faith.
Well, make sure you're not doing anything crazy, okay? Like smoking. Maybe that was it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Probably it was.
So camera
somebody
off.
Probably shoot to the link messenger. Okay. So I think one of the other things is I toggled between my personal profile and the Truckers TV profile, so I think I lost the link when I did that. So solar storms? I don't know, maybe. Fuck if I know.
Do you have any storms over there by you?
No.
So when it affect the storms? Andrew.
Yeah, just to be on the safe side, we'll probably not have the smoking on.
Yeah, the smoking. Yeah.
Yeah, you can smoke like that all day long, but
yeah,
when you're on live, no beer, no drinks, no alcohol, no smoking.
We're gonna be nice. I understand.
I have no idea what happened. I don't know. We just lost access to the Facebook side, so I don't know. Maybe they were just like, nope, can't have that. And then delete, or somebody reported it. One or the other. Probably most likely somebody reported it.
Probably both.
They like drama, so they create it.
Yeah. But anyways, on the good news, I think you know that I've been trying to deal with my solar ever since February.
No, I haven't heard.
Oh, Curtis never told you? Wow.
No. Well, we don't talk about everything. If you had the show with Curtis and talk to him, then it's not like he tells me everything that you guys talk about or everybody talks about. It's not like that at all.
Yeah, I joined Curtis' show on Sunday, and we talked about it. Yeah,
okay.
It got finally got activated 2 months ago.
Oh.
And it started back in February. My first bill was credited $48 and some cents. This month, I only had to pay $85. But I'm guessing this summertime I'm gonna have to pay the original amount, which is $291. That's a lot better than $381.
Hmm. Where?
I'll have to post on my page all my 40 solar panels that's on my roof,
Uh-huh.
the backup battery, everything that's on my sidewall that we wanted. We got a new meter for APS
Mm-hmm.
because it was blacked out because the sun blacks out everything. And wow. Only took all this time.
Mm-hmm.
But by the way, Freedom, what is the name of our company? Freedom Solar or something like that. They go all over the world.
Yeah, I heard there's like a huge lawsuit with Freedom.
Well, they're connected with the APS out here in Arizona, so.
Mm.
But Arizona gets a lot more sun than anybody else. We've been having 70, 75 days last couple of weeks.
Uh-huh.
Now it's going to be cloudy and rainy this weekend.
Right on. Yeah, I'm posting the link, guys. I can't get it to your individual things. You got to go through the system here. I don't. Whatever.
You can't send it through a messenger anymore?
No, it's kind of more complicated than that. When I go live on Truckers TV, it's specifically for Truckers TV. So when I toggle back to my personal profile, it does something. So I may have caused the loss in having it on Truckers TV because I went back to my personal profile to try to send a message directly to the people for inviting them in, because you can't do it on the commercial side because you can't contact people individually. It's weird. Like,
yeah, it is weird.
How they separate. Well, no, it's for the protection of the person that owns the page. It's actually a good thing because then people can get access to your stuff and they can hack you. So
like
it's protocols that have been put in place where you got to do things a certain way, because if you cross it, then you could potentially compromise things. So it's a good thing. So they just have to figure out how to get in through that, which is kind of, there you go. What's up, Kay? You can add yourself in if you want. Not Kenny. Curtis just popped up.
Tammy. Loves and hugs, sweetie. Yeah, there's a few people on Truckers TV that follow me. Tammy is one of them, and a few others.
There he is.
Greatly appreciate it.
Did you figure it out?
Yeah, it's definitely kind of messed up for us tonight. Curtis just sent it to me. Thank you, Curtis. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I seen that he sent it, but I was just like, I don't know. I can't do it because I set up so it's weird.
Right.
Like if I change my toggle.
Yeah, there's definitely.
Because I tried to go into Messenger and
it might kick us back out again.
It might kick us out again. If it does, then we know that's what it was.
Yeah, I understand it.
But I was just like, what? We had a good thing, man. See, I hate when that happens though, because you have a good thing going. You know, the algorithm's picking up.
Yeah, it interrupts the flow. Yeah,
and now it's just like you need to start over again. It's like, oh my god.
Well, that's weird that Curtis can send it through message.
Hi, Tammy.
Because it's not weird
because he's on his personal.
He's on, yeah. Tina, don't worry about it. It's
I'm just trying to analyze this. I'm sorry, I'm not
well,
computer
it's kind of
technology.
yeah, it's kind of hard to analyze when it's live. I mean, you'd have to do research on it and see what happens. I mean, you got to toggle between a whole bunch of different things just to figure out what happened.
And that
So-
gives me a long moment.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, stop it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Curtis must be making his Pop-Tart or something. You don't want to come in. You tired
Yeah,
today,
Chasing
Curtis?
Miles wanted to invite to sent to him. So if you could do that, Curtis, that'd be great.
Yeah, I tried to, but
Yeah, so that's why I was asking Curtis if he could figure it out while he's making his Pop Tart.
I mean, I can try to see if I can copy and paste the link,
Yeah, but chasing,
and then
like the way I do it is I just write down the actual letter code afterwards, and then like if you want to join manually, you just go into your actual Chrome app, and then don't type it into the search bar, but type it into the action bar, StreamYard, and then .com, and then the slash with the letter code, and that'll allow you to get in.
Well, Andrew, why can't you invite Chasing Miles?
well, it's crazy
Because he's
though.
not
is
on my friends
Chasing
list.
Yeah,
I've
you have to be friends, and you have to blah blah blah. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to see. I can only visit the group. I can message here. I'm gonna try to message him. There we go.
There you
I've
go.
sent the link.
Well, I know you did, but I'm gonna try to see if I can do it too. There you go. Okay, I sent it to him too as well, so I found out how to do it. Thank you, Curtis.
Hi, Curtis.
My rope isn't long enough.
Hi, Faith.
What do you
Love you,
mean your
sweetie.
rope isn't long enough? One excuse as good as any when you don't want to do something.
So I sent it to him. I'm chasing Miles. No, he's doing good. He's got 5.5K.
So I think I
7,000
caught part of
followers.
your
Good
stuff.
job, bud.
no longer smoking, right? On camera.
Yeah, I guess. Because I don't know if that was it. I don't know. Somebody had the opportunity
We
to
could-
report it because they didn't like something. Who knows, man? I don't
Yeah, I don't think it did. I don't think that's what it was.
Probably not. I probably toggled between
I'm
something I
guessing
shouldn't have.
smoking because Curtis.
Well,
always
like
said-
I said, Meta has definitely been running into some issues since that solar flare, like Chrissy was talking about earlier.
Oh, really?
That solar flare, man, it wiped out our power grid there for the entire county, man. That's the strongest
they
solar
said
flare that we've seen in
emails.
20 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they said emails were down for a bit too.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely Will Rogers there, Chrissy.
Man, it's really cloudy. Come on,
Definitely, Robert. I'm telling you, dude, Dennis keeps on breaking into my truck and farting, dude.
Me? What are you talking about?
Ray. Yeah, he does that, especially over the speaker. Did I say that?
You get that side eye. That was funny. Michelle said,
Just
"Oh,
replying to
Dennis with
Robert.
that
That's
side
all.
eye." Fucking side eye. What'd you say? Arr. That fucking hurts. Oh man, I hate when we lose momentum like that. It just sucks. It throws you off guard.
Yeah, dude, like you don't know where to pick up. That's exactly
Ah.
it when I did that 30 yesterday. Because like I lost chat completely froze. I went back and looked at it when I was sitting there on my 30, and like, dude, there were
Mhm.
so many messages and there was so much more engagement. And then I was kind of looking at it because I've been bringing it up to you. Like, there's certain chats that you don't see unless Truckers TV brings it up. So I'm wondering how many others are missing. So how many
Well,
people
yeah.
are we?
Yeah, and a lot of it's because it's mobile. When
Yeah.
you're sitting at one location like we're doing right now, you can see everything. When you're mobile, it misses and hits. Hits and misses because
Yeah, exactly,
especially
exactly.
if you have 1,500 people in there trying to comment all at one time, it just goes into some kind of category and it just messes up. It does it
Maybe
every
we should
time.
we should probably add that to our disclaimer then.
Yeah.
Well, people should understand that we're not going to be able
Yeah,
to
but they
see
don't.
every single comment. You know,
Yeah,
we're driving
they're
a
gonna
truck,
take
for Christ's
offense
sake.
to it though. Yeah,
No.
exactly. There's
They
other
also-
things that take our responsibility.
Yeah, they didn't see my comment, so schmeh. I don't want to talk to them no more.
They
I'm gonna
got
send a bunch of hate.
slow too. It takes a little while. It may take 3 messages before you guys see it, or 4.
Right. What up, Kay?
Hey, what's going on?
You okay?
Hey, welcome in, Curtis.
Yeah, I just got home.
Oh shit! You left the house?
Yeah, I had to go to the hospital
Oh, you okay?
there all day.
What happened?
They admitted my son, and they
Oh, no.
put drain tubes in his for his lungs. He had a bunch of fluid built up on his lungs.
Oh God.
Pneumonia.
Oh no.
They had to drain it off, and I stayed till he got out of the procedure and stuff. I just spent some time with him.
Oh man. So they had to have tubes come out of his chest and stuff.
Well, they brought him out of his back.
Oh,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're
good lord!
yeah.
What the hell's that boy smoking?
Well, he let it go too long, and it ended up being pneumonia, and
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bacterial
Oh.
pneumonia.
he liked to died from it.
Yeah. If he didn't,
Oh no.
well, if they got to drain that liquid out of there, yeah, his lungs are gonna fill up and he'll drown himself.
Yeah, his wife got him at the emergency room just in time because they told him, if you waited another 30 minutes to an hour before they could get to him.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
We are so
Well,
sorry
at
to hear that,
least he's
Curtis.
still
man.
with us.
Yeah. And after they got about 1.5 liters before I left of fluid off his lung, and
God damn.
his color come back, and his they were watching him to make sure his organs started functioning again right.
Yeah.
So he's going to be in at least week and a half, 2 weeks in the hospital. So
Wow. I'm sorry to hear that,
Today.
Bob. All right.
Thank
Well,
you. I seen your answer there.
Yeah, I just showed you the answer. He was like,
Yeah,
so deep.
I seen it
don't know what to show.
earlier before Curtis came on, but
Oh man, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm praying for Curtis and his family.
well, thank you guys.
Yeah.
So that's where I've been today.
Hmm.
Curtis, by the way, I had to put my mom in a home today.
Oh, did
Yeah.
well,
And she's gonna go downhill after that.
yeah.
I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to cry anymore.
I don't blame you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
for this. For your no. Thank you for what does the president say all the time? Thank you for your
attention.
attention to this matter. Yeah. Cracks me up with his little endings.
I about got all of his sayings down pat.
Oh, Curtis, Michelle, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah. Michelle, they had to put my son in the hospital. He has pneumonia. Let it go a little bit too far.
Oh,
Way too far.
I mean, what you guys consider a little bit, what I consider a little bit is quite a bit different because, like, if it was 1.5 liters, that's like
That's
what,
a
almost
lot.
48 ounces of fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of material there.
And I think they were sleeping on the job.
Yeah.
But that's opinion.
he was in so much pain they gave him a morphine drip, and he said it wasn't helping him a bit.
God damn.
Yeah.
No sir. No
Yeah, because
sir.
when
Not
you got
me.
that much fluid
Okay.
weight inside of your, it's definitely pushing down on your diaphragm. It's pushing down on your spinal cord. It's starting to separate your ribs. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
like it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
then of course they had to do the puncture, and like you said, it was through the back. And the reason why they do it through the back is because all of your
Closer to the
frontal
lung.
ribs,
Yeah.
your frontal ribs are all kind of curved upwards, and so all of your back ribs are kind of a little bit more straighter. So it's a little bit easier to not have to do it more than once.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely saves a little bit of the pain. But yeah, I understand all of that stuff. I mean, you could ask Chrissy if she's back in here. Like, I've definitely had to do some backcountry medic on her, especially when we were involved in the super fire and she had just gotten out of surgery and stuff. But we went to a Red Cross shelter that was in place because everybody was evacuated from their homes and all of that stuff. And I ended up draining a liter out of her body, but thank goodness for my backcountry medic skills as a firefighter. So I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
That is a lot of material, though. It's amazing how much your body can build up in a short, very, very, very short amount of time.
Well,
But Curtis, you're definitely in my family's prayers tonight, dude. I'm really
Yeah.
sorry that you had to deal with that.
Yeah. Hopefully he's on the mend and he gets better soon. I was concerned because it started like my mom's cancer did. She thought she kept reading that kiosk at the VA in Little Rock, and her symptoms kept popping up as pleurisy. Well, when it got to the point she couldn't stand it anymore, she finally went to emergency room on Christmas Eve, and they drained 2 liters off her in the beginning, and she just constantly never would stop. It just kept building up, so they had
just
a tube in her, and the biopsies and all the tests come back as cancer, renal cell carcinoma, and it spread. This is a matter of 4 months. It spread that quick. She went in on Christmas Eve, and January 6th, she passed away.
I'm really sorry to hear that, buddy.
And that's what I was concerned about, because his symptoms was a lot like hers.
But it turned out to be the bacterial pneumonia.
Yeah, the doctor, he come in earlier in the day, and he said he is guaranteeing us that it was the pneumonia, not the anything to do with cancer. But once these next biopsies come up, then hopefully we'll get definite, assurance and news that it's just pneumonia.
Let's just give a minute to talk about it.
His whole life, he's only been in the hospital one time. And when I heard, I got a call last night or
a lot of things I want to tell.
yesterday morning, and my phone, I had it on Do Not Disturb. I keep it on it, and I thought I had messages set to come through, and they weren't. So I told him I'd be in at 10 o'clock this morning, and then I get a call this morning saying that he's going in for surgery. And so I jumped up and got cleaned up and got in the car and headed to town. I hadn't started my car in so long, I was afraid it wouldn't start. But it fired right up, and I got my tail to town. And luckily, I got there before he went back. And About 30 minutes later, they came in and got him. It took about an hour, and then he come back to the room. But yeah, I didn't know. He just said he thought it was pneumonia, but he just never kept getting any better. And when they put him on the morphine drip, and it didn't help him. They changed the pain meds and all that, and he was just still in so much pain that they decided to go ahead and put a tube in him and see what's there, and they did, and that's what. As soon as
That's crazy though, man. Like a liter and a half.
pardon,
They drained a liter and a half, huh?
yeah,
That's amazing, man. Like, I'm glad that they finally decided, hey, maybe this person's not lying to us, and they finally decided to do something. Like, that's
Right.
sad, man.
and see he's been a real healthy boy and adult. He's 37 here the 1st of February, and this is the first time he's really been sick like this. You know, he's had colds and flu, but nothing major. And
Dennis,
so I got scared because it takes a lot for him to
I can't read it.
go to the doctor.
Say what?
My eyes are getting bad.
She's asking you to make the text a little bit bigger on, is it the chat or
Michelle.
the?
You act like I have like this full control of Meta and Facebook.
Yes, you
like
do.
I can just create shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't make things bigger.
You can make the
Right.
chat bigger.
What do you mean the chat bigger?
You can make the text bigger.
Let me fix it.
Where?
Yeah, Curtis. There you go.
Oh,
Thank
what
you,
the fuck
Curtis.
where'd you learn how
Yeah,
to
you
do
just
that,
changed it.
Curtis?
You changed the text size.
I told you I know everything.
And they
Oh, I found it, you motherfucker. Oh, font
And
small, medium, big,
uh,
wide, tall.
a shot until you're 50.
There's tall.
Yeah, you're right, Michelle.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Shit, I didn't even know that.
But I like it when Dennis puts it over here so I can see it better.
Yeah, that's what me and Christina dealt with all of last Christmas and New Year's. I was sitting there working and doing all of that stuff and going and taking her meals in the hospital and everything. It was pretty brutal, man. She was pretty bad sick. Oh yeah, there she is. Yep, it's a bad sick. See? Yeah. So.
Hi, Christina.
No.
Sending you prayers.
No, that was last year.
I'm still sending her prayers. Everybody
Oh, I
needs
appreciate
those
it.
every day. Rex.
So what's everybody up to?
About 6'1". I
good.
didn't know they stacked shit that high.
You working tonight, Dennis?
Yeah, I gotta go to Fort Smith. I guess was the weather supposed to hit tomorrow, right?
Yeah, you're good. You're good tonight.
At least here it is.
Yeah. Everybody's talking about this damn weather.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
They've changed ours 4 or 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
We're
I've been seeing all that bad weather over in Kentucky and everywhere else. Like, oh, I'm glad they got it.
What's wetter?
Weather.
You said bad weather.
I said
Weather.
weather.
No, you said weather.
I don't think we're allowed to answer that
I
question
opened
there,
my
Dennis.
mouth with my hand.
I heard weather. I heard weather.
F Dennis.
Wetter
I
than
heard-
one.
I heard a slur right there, boy. Ma'am, have you been
And I was
drinking
being
tonight?
nice there. So Dennis, when are we gonna make banana bread?
The last time you made banana bread, you stuck it in the freezer. You
No,
froze
you
it on it.
said that you were gonna come over and help me make it.
Oh wait, yeah.
So
let me,
wait
let me
for
just
that.
jump in the truck and drive to fucking Arizona tonight. Okay.
Thank you.
Why don't you mail it to me? Put it in some blocked ice or whatever, you know.
As cold as it is, you won't need block ice.
I don't think
Probably.
you'll have to put it in ice. you might,
You're like, it was
you might want to
banana
throw a
bread.
warning pad in there.
Right?
Yeah.
It was banana bread. Now it looks like that fruitcake shit that you get
Right?
Christmas. Like chunks are like, what the fuck is that?
With the
Shave it off.
mailing
It's like
price
jerky, you
now,
know.
I hate to
We
see how
had-
much it costs.
Let me tell you a story. In the Navy, right? We were forward deployed overseas, and during the Christmas time, they send care packages, right, to all the sailors.
Yeah.
Just random churches or groups or whatever, or kids at high school. They put these
And there
things
is
together.
a lot on Facebook that does that. Still.
I know that. Tina, hold on. Let me tell my story. So basically, this kid, his mom sent it was like his favorite steak dinner or some shit like that. Now, lo and behold, right? I don't know what they were thinking, but he was like from Dean Queen, Arkansas, or some shit like that. He was just like some hillbilly hillbo, and he got this package and he opened it up, and it was green and growing some shit. And we were like, "What the fuck is that?"
Oh.
His mom sent him a mashed potato steak. I think it was like some green beans or some shit, like his favorite meal, whatever it was. And she sent it in a box, packed in with like dry ice, right? Or ice or whatever it was. Well, it melted, right? Went away. And by the time it got to us on the ship, it was the most stinkiest package. And we were just like, what the hell happened?
Bad.
It was like a bomb went off in the ship.
But we understand the kid said thank you, Mom, even though I couldn't eat it. Holy crap.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my God. Tell your mother never to
He's
send
like-
you anything again.
He's like, thanks, Mom. Everybody got soap and socks and beat my ass tonight. I sure appreciate it.
Right. I think that's when everybody came down with some kind of like I don't know, bacterial double dragon that week, you know? Everyone was dying of something. Bacterial.
Michelle sending pictures.
What?
I want
She's talking
Michelle
to
to
the
send.
chat.
You know, I live in Arizona. I like
Oh, we didn't know
all
that.
the hail and the snow, and I'm going to return it and say, I'm glad you have it.
What did you just say?
You heard me.
No, it's not the apocalypse. Down south, they call it the car-pocalypse. There's quite a bit different.
Oh, wow. The
The reason
car.
why it's called the car-pocalypse is because, watch, you guys will see when I start rolling down there this Saturday how many accidents we're going to pass.
Oh, just on 44 alone, there's like 25 trucks that have rolled off the side and flipped over.
Already,
and,
right?
Yeah.
Where was that
It hasn't even snowed. It was just like,
pilot
what the
and all those trucks? Where was that?
You know what happens, Tina? You know what happens? Our insurance goes to the fucking roof. That's what happens.
It affects
know.
all of us good drivers, which is
It
fucked up.
affects all of the good drivers when these jackasses off the road crash their trucks and then
I
premiums
asked
go
the
up.
question, where was that?
Oh, I don't know. And then also banks don't want to fund trucking businesses because
Because of
of these assholes breaking all their trucks. Okay? So banks are trying to pull out of investing in trucking companies, and then insurance companies are jacking their premiums up because they
But
know
it's not the people in the vehicles, it's the weather. It was really bad and snowy and
No,
it's
that's
the
not,
fucking
that's not the
drivers.
case at all. Yeah, like you as
It's
a
the drivers.
driver have a choice. Like, hey, it's starting to get really bad. I just passed 5 trucks that are in the ditch, and there's no reason for them to be in the ditch. Maybe I can pull over here at the Loves. Okay, the Loves is full. Well, still, in
and
emergency
there's
you
a
can
side
park
of
on
the
the
road
roadway.
you can pull over.
not necessarily, Tina.
Not
Some
necessarily.
states you're not allowed to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and some companies you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to park on the side of the road.
Yep. Like night transportation didn't want you parking on ramps or off ramps because there's a hazard, especially in the snow time. Somebody could slide right into you, back of you, and push you out into the traffic.
And
So
CRST was the same way when I used to work for them because
Mhm.
I worked for Pegasus, and like one of our trucks was parked up on the on ramp,
Mhm.
and a drunk driver ended up getting off, plowed into the back of the truck.
Mhm.
He had all of his running lights on. He did it the right way and all of that stuff. But
Yeah.
still, they found the company liable because that truck should have not been there. And you know what made the big difference in court? Happened to be a state that you're not allowed to park on the on ramps or off ramps.
Yep. So yeah, there's a lot of things you gotta be careful about. But yeah, most
And
of the mess ups are driver error, or following too closely, or they
Going
just
too
don't have
fast.
the experience on driving ice and snow.
Going too fast for conditions, man.
Right. Too fast for the conditions, or they've never driven in snow before. Especially mountain driving, when they come around that corner, they're like, "Oh shit! Well, the truck wants to keep going that way." When you're turning the
And
wheel this
see,
way.
and that's one of the greatest things that I do as a driver or learned as a driver was like when you have to throw chains, I always keep an extra set of chains on the truck, just one set, because it's nice to have the ability to steer when you hit that ice patch. So
Yeah.
I'll throw one
You
over
put
the
chains on the
steers.
on the steers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
No shit.
on that right inside steer, yeah. Because
Oh,
most of the time when you lose control, you're going to lose control if you're going around a right-hand corner for some reason. Because if you think about it, if you're on a mountain pass and all of that stuff, all of the mountain passes are always graded to drain the water off real quick, like.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing a right-hand turn around a corner, it's always going to be slated that way. It's weird, man.
No, I get it.
If there's going to be an ice buildup.
I've just never seen anybody put on the. I've been mountain driving and snow driving for a long time. I've never seen them. Like when it
Yeah.
comes to chains, I will pull over. I will tell my dispatcher when I was driving for night, I was like, I ain't driving through this shit. They're like, well,
If
just
I
put your
have
chains on. Like, bitch, I ain't getting out there and put my chains on.
if I have to throw chains, that's only to get me to the next safest spot, dude, off of
Maybe,
the road.
yeah, or get out of a spot that you're sitting in. That you, we just
It's
lost.
a bad spot. Yeah.
What did we
just
lose?
lost that one.
We just lost Facebook again?
No, we lost on Truckers Television Channel 1. That is so weird.
Because we're talking about bad stuff.
No, we're not talking about bad stuff, Tina. Jesus Christ.
Let me go out for a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Right,
we
Curtis.
just lost that one.
You're gonna check it out.
That's weird. That's weird.
Yeah, Curtis is gonna pop off and find out.
And see, I think they've been kind of like throttling us down a little bit.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, because like all of a sudden, I end up with all of the issues that I ended up with yesterday. I've never ran into that before.
Yeah.
And
Or
then
it could
now
be,
we're running
could be
into these
hackers.
issues
It could
today.
be hackers. It could be hackers too. They tend to try to disrupt things.
Yeah, and they weren't successful in doing the Christmas operation.
No. We finally got through that one.
Deborah Wiggins, if you have
That's exactly it, Deborah. It's time to park it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I always told my dispatcher, if I got to chain these tires, then I don't need to be driving. Too much snow.
I mean, like, I used to live in the high country, California. Like everybody thinks, oh, California, sunshine, palm trees, all that shit. But no, I lived up in the high country, so like we were just off of Mount Whitney, So throwing chains and all of that stuff, that's nothing new to me. But usually relative, because you kind of know what we haul there, Dennis.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to run chains hauling what I haul, dude. So if it was just like standard freight or something like that, yeah, I'd probably run chains, no problem.
Well, don't it correspond with the heavy weight that you have or less weight?
The what?
Because I was always taught when you had less weight, the chains is better in the snow.
I'd rather have more weight on my drives in the snow.
Yeah, I
What the
agree. But my dad worked at Kenworth and he knew a lot about truck driving, even though he did everything from the frame to whatever. But he also listened to all the truck drivers. He said the more weight you have, it's better in the snow than having chains on.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right or am I wrong?
Depends on the grade.
Jeez. You ain't no help.
I don't
Just
know
say
what.
No, I'm just saying. It depends on the grade. That's all I'm saying. Like if you're super heavy loaded and you're dropping down and you hit ice, it doesn't matter what you do or if you have chains on or not, because you got all that weight pushing you. If you're climbing up a grade, then it's going to be pretty
What's
simple.
up, Curtis?
The
I'm
more weight
showing
you have is going to be better.
Andrea, I forgot to tell you that I'm from Seattle, Washington. My dad worked in Washington at Kenworth.
Yeah.
And you know there's a lot of hills.
Yeah, I know Snoqualmie pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to go into Joint Base Lewis McChord quite a bit.
Okay.
So
Then
I know that region pretty well.
Especially downtown. Holy crap. There's a lot
Yeah,
of hills down.
yeah, just going in there from Olympia and all of that stuff. Like, yeah, it depends on which direction you came from, you know. And even if you're
Yeah.
coming from the California side, you still got to climb Shasta and all that stuff to get into like Oregon, and then you got to do all of the Oregon climbs. Then it's crazy shit.
Yeah. But those chains help sometimes. All right. Go ahead.
That's
Curtis.
why. That's why I learned. That's when I learned how to throw just one chain on one drive tire. And like I said, it's not for a long period of time. It's only to get you to the next safest parking spot.
Good point.
Because
All right,
I
Curtis.
mean, literally, if you have to throw chains, it's not about your driving quality. It's not about your capability. At that point, you're gambling against every single solitary person out there's other driving capability or quality. So I'd rather just take the risk out of it. I'd rather just pull over and park. Be like, okay, you guys have at it.
If I was driving, I'd do the same.
You all right, Dennis?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure this out. I know Curtis is trying to figure out at the same time, but we keep losing Facebook.
Dennis,
Yeah.
remove Trucker's Television you got up there.
YouTube?
No, oh, you just got Trucker's TV, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I removed the other one. Now we're live. Now we're good. Says we're live.
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
And it's live on the page, but I don't know. Yeah, just picked right back up where it was. Now here they come back. That's so weird.
And see, like that's what I was kind of curious about. That's why I was bringing up the idea of
There might be a glitch. They might have set up something wrong.
the whole missing text. I think some of the text are going to one page, and some of the text are going to the others.
They might be trying to figure out something. I don't know.
If anybody's still here in the text, please comment.
He's like, again? Yeah.
Who's all here?
I told
mean,
you guys we're trying to dial it in.
We've been live the whole time. It's just not being broadcast. It stopped broadcasting on Truckers TV. It's been on YouTube consistently the entire time until we started over again.
Well, it got shut down on YouTube too.
Right now?
Truckers Television was live, and then Truckers TV and YouTube got shut down.
Rebecca Smith said it's out and in. Steven said he's only here for Tina, so it doesn't really matter. My bad. Did I say that out loud? Whoops. She's a Seahawks fan. Just ignore her.
I love Stephen. I wish he would have joined me at my birthday party. Damn him.
But
Well-
I do have to give Tina this. They stomped the shit out of the Niners.
Yes, they did.
So who's going to Super
Yeah.
Bowl? I haven't even watched.
I think Seahawks
Oh,
are definitely
they're not
slated
done yet.
for it.
The Seahawks.
They're in
and
the playoffs
Rams-
right now, right?
Yeah, I think Seahawks are going all the way this year, man.
So
Oh,
Seahawks.
Yeah,
So we definitely got the Seahawks then. Finally, again, because I remember when I lived in Seattle, Seahawks was kicking ass.
Everybody
Then they-
is saying it's stopping and starting, so it is definitely stopping and starting on TTV.
Weird. I don't know what to do.
And see, that's what I was running into. Like yesterday when I was streaming, like first the chat went out, and then it was the audio. Audio kept on dropping because I was talking to Rex. I was asking him all kinds of questions because he was talking about a ham festival and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And like he wasn't hearing me, and so I was sitting there talking to myself for a good 35 minutes before I realized nobody could hear me. And the only reason why I realized it was I refreshed it. And then as soon as I refreshed it, then everybody was like giving me the thumbs up. Oh yeah, we can hear you now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Well, Stefan, contact me on Messenger. You can come join me at my house. And you can spend the night too.
Oh damn.
Well, Dennis knows I met Stefan.
No, I'm just talking. I wouldn't want to stay the night at the Seahawks fans' house.
You can go.
I'm just giving you a hard time, Tina.
That's fine. You can give me a hard time and I give it right back, bitch.
I know.
Oh,
You guys kicked the shit out of my team.
yeah, we
I'm
did.
sad. Twice in a row, though. That's bad. And then we beat you guys
And
up like
every
at
year.
the beginning of the year.
And that's every year. Look back.
No, we beat you guys at the beginning
we
of the year.
did it last year and the year before. Oh, yes, I said that.
So, Andrew, what do you think about the meme coin?
It's pretty decent, dude.
Did you take a look at it?
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Can you see it on Pump.fun? Are you on there?
No, I haven't made an account yet.
Oh, okay.
I kind of got to be careful about the accounts that I make right now.
Okay.
But I was thinking about selling my Doge and buying it.
Well, you can convert your Doge into Solana.
Yeah.
And then take the Solana, bring it over to your Pump Fund, and then you can purchase if you wanted to purchase. Okay, so this is just like stocks. It's
Yeah.
almost the same thing, but it's in coins. So you're going to invest in Truckers TV, basically.
Right,
You wanna
exactly.
invest, you can invest. So when I keep pumping the money into this thing, it's increasing in value. So the value of those coins will go up with the amount of liquidity that's going into it, if you can understand that.
Yeah, that's
But
why
how
I
much
did.
is
I was
the liquidity?
definitely thinking.
But
I don't know. She broke up.
How much is the liquidity?
right now it's at I think the cost of our coin is the price is 0.0000001723. So it's not even a penny yet.
Yeah, so that's closer to like
But there's 17.
Shiba Inu.
Yeah, there's 17,000 in liquidity in there, $17,000. So if you bought, let's say, $100 right now, listen, I'm trying to explain. If you bought $100 of it right now, you would have 1 million something coins. And if the market cap goes up to 50,000, 20,000, 40, 100,000 or $1 million in market cap, then that will come up to closer to a penny. So if you got 1 million of those at 1 cent,
It's 100,000.
thank you, it's $100,000. So over time, this is a long term. This is not a short term quick get rich.
Exactly.
Now, the thing with this is that the controller of the coin can do what they call a rug pull. What a rug pull is if that everybody's invested in this. This is why people don't like it. They put their money in it. They put their money in it. They put their money in it. It grows up in value. If you don't take the profits as you're going up in value, there's a chance where I push a little red button, and
I'd be like, I'm done with the coin.
I'm done with the coin. I made my $1 million. I'm going to dump it. And if you're not fast enough, you lose your liquidity. You understand how that works?
I understand that.
So, with that said, Truckers TV is a long-term coin. I'm trying to get verified. I'm trying to get a blue chip seal verified saying that this coin is for the long term. So any liquidity that I put into my coin, so basically I'm investing in myself,
Yes.
is going to increase the value. So if you were to buy it at $100 right now, and I'm not a financial advisor, please don't take this as financial advice. I'm not telling you what I'm doing. If you were to buy right now at $100 and put your $100 and stake it into Truckers TV, and let's say I put over time, a year from now, $50,000 in liquidity with money, you would increase your value like 100x. You understand?
No, it would be roughly about 4x.
4x, yeah. So if I were to put $1 million in there, that's 100x.
Yeah, if you've already got 17 in it, and if you were to add it up to 15 or 50, then that would be roughly a little bit more
4x?
than a 4x increase.
Yeah. So yeah. So basically, you're investing in Truckers TV instead of being on the stock exchange as a public trading company. We're using meme coins as the same concept.
See, I want to get in oil, but I don't understand that.
Guess what? Oil's on there too as a meme coin, USOR. So they just tokenized oil as a USOR. Everybody has to go through a beginning stage of meme coins to graduated stable coins to graduated, coins. They have to get verified. So you have to start at the very bottom. Everybody has to, it's a straight playing field for everybody. So regardless if you're $1 billion company, you still have to start very low and build your liquidity and build your market cap up to get graduated into.
You're trying to help your followers.
Right. I'm giving you the opportunity to invest in Truckers TV because I'm obviously going to do this for a long term. And we're getting better at what we're doing. So
I think we are.
Yeah, we definitely are.
All right, I'm mailing you a check.
No, you got to do it on your own.
No, you got to set up an account.
You got to set up an account. Just go to pump.fun, look for TTV.
Are we able to gift coins?
Yeah, you can send. I can send. All I need is your receiving address, which is your receiving bar number or address.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I can allocate. Yeah, your wallet address, and I can allocate coins directly peer to peer. So yeah, you can definitely do that too. But there's so much that nobody understands. Like getting the
how crypto truly works.
Truly works, yes. Like I can pay peer to peer with coins, and you can cash that out and bring it to your bank account. Bank accounts are on board right now. Bank of America loves crypto. They're like, sure, we'll take your shit. It's cryptocurrency. They're accepting it back and forth. So you make your paycheck, you turn it into crypto, send it to your exchange, and then you get to do
be right back.
Shit like I'm doing. So all you got to do to get started is just go to pump.fun, create your account, buy some Solana, go to Truckers TV, look up the ticker TTV, and you can invest. That's as simple as I can tell you. We're listed publicly on, and the market cap right now is at $17,200, which is a very low market cap.
Oh yeah, compared to what the U.S. oil coin's going to be.
That's all the money I had.
Dude, I understand that.
So the more money that I get and put it in there as far as liquidity, then the more value it's going to go up. But other people can add value to it when they start investing.
But then it'll start double backing too, because
as
long
as I don't push that red button, you got to trust me now. So that's what happens with a lot of these meme coins. Like you'll have some Asian influence. They'll create these meme coins. People will put their money in there, and they'll push that red button with no emotion. They don't give a shit. It's all about making money. Mine's a little bit different because I want to build something for the future here. So it's a little bit different.
We want to keep all of our bad mother truckers' horns a blowing.
Yeah. Can you imagine if I can get the whole trucking industry to invest in Truckers TV? Shit.
Could you imagine?
Shit. Give me
Then we
$100 your
start-
paycheck.
Then we start that new super actual trucking company, you know?
Yeah. And then some. And we can fund it with fucking
like real
investment.
shit and bring trucking back to America, because like I don't think a lot of people realize that
this industry is
all of-
controlled by people overseas.
they're not overseas. The biggest controlling interest in trucking right now is out of Canada.
Who's that?
Yeah,
Yeah, where's
TFI.
that?
Huh?
TFI.
Oh, TFI is?
Yeah, Transforce, dude. Transforce owns almost all of the specialized industry in the entire United States and entire North America and South. Because like Transforce, they bought all of the UPS contracts, right? And
Your
then
wife's asking me why gift coins.
Yeah, Christina, I agree. I'm wondering too. Quit laughing.
What?
No, I was just wondering
about
because like
Christina. Gift points.
at the point like
And
if
just shut up.
it
Thank you.
Tina, your Tourette's. Control your Tourette's, please.
Christina Morgan was asking why gift coins.
No,
That's
I
my
said
wife.
Tina. I said Tina,
Oh.
control your Tourette's.
Yeah, Christina's my wife. So like
Yeah,
I was
Christina's your
answering
wife.
her. So like the reason why I was asking about gifting coins is because like at that point you could actually that's what they call it, is gifting coins, but you
Yeah.
can actually pay things with the actual coins. Like
Yeah, you
Dennis
can.
brought it up as soon
You
as
can buy
I
a
brought it up.
house. You can buy a house with the coins. You can buy a car with the coins. You can buy just about anything. You can go to the grocery store now. The kiosks are accepting cryptocurrency.
But because they call it gifting specifically, the reason why that makes a big difference is because it's non-taxable.
Hmm.
And that is one of the big things
Oh,
about
yeah.
cryptocurrency that a lot of people don't understand. Is because you're gifting somebody something and they're gifting you with whatever product.
Oh.
So that kind of moves around the idea of taxation without representation.
Yeah, that's why banks don't like it. That's why the government don't like it either.
It's really amazing that Bank of America jumped behind it, but then at the same time, you know, Bank of America is a foreign-owned entity now.
Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, so the Clarity Act, which is going on, you know, I know I'm kind of dumping into the crypto world again because I'm so enthusiastic about it. But the Clarity Act, Coinbase pulled out of it because they don't think it's a fair base. The banks are trying to manipulate and control it. The banks are afraid to lose trillions of dollars in liquidity in people's like basic paychecks. Like you and me, Andrew, we put our paychecks in our bank account and it sits in there, and then they loan that money out to Curtis over here to buy a house, and then they collect the interest off that loan. But then when we go back and say, hey, I want my $10,000 that I just put in there, they're like, well, you got to give us some time because they got to wait.
Yeah, we need 3 days
somewhere else, right?
Yeah,
within 3 days, because that's 3 days they pull it from somewhere else. It's a constant pull and pull from somewhere else to give you back your $10,000 you just put in there. So,
and at the same time, they're drawing interest on it the entire time.
Right, they're drawing anywhere between 4%. So what the Coinbase wants even playing field for everybody to earn. We want to be able to earn our own money, our own interest on our own money, instead of having somebody loan our shit out. Because if I was able to loan you, Andrew, legally $10,000 and collect interest on whatever I set, because I'm a bank, then yeah, it would be great. Okay, I'll give you $10,000, Andrew. I'm going to take, I don't know, 4%. Give me back 4% for that $10,000. And then I can make that 4% as a peer-to-peer. But banks won't let that because the banking system, so what it is, you know what I mean?
And then, and see,
it's against the law because the government's involved.
Exactly. That's the way it used to be, though. That's why we didn't need insurance for the longest period of time, because communities used to actually do these things for each other. They would raise money. Yeah, and even all the way back to the colonial period. But see, like as soon as the
Federal
banks
Reserve
got
was
involved,
yeah, the Federal Reserve was created, and that went away.
and so like there isn't actually like when they removed us from the gold and silver standard, that actually took the true value away from our money. All we're doing is taking a signatory note at that point.
Right.
Good point, Andrew.
Yeah. Well, I mean, regardless of how you look at it, you put $10,000 in the bank. That money is being manipulated by the banks.
It's being used, definitely.
It's being used, hands down. It goes into a computer pool, and it goes into a big bowl, and they pull from that to make money. And the banks are making money off of us, and that's what everybody's trying to stop, basically. So now what I do is I take my paycheck, I deposit to my account, I immediately take it from my account, bring it to my exchange, and turn it into crypto. Then I take the crypto and I invest it. I put it where I need it to go to stay, and then I make money off of my own money. I don't loan it out to anybody.
Exactly, because you're making the interest value off of it.
Yeah.
All of the points. Yeah. And see, a lot of people, they don't realize what the actual intuition of cryptocurrency was, and that was non-signatory lease agreement.
Right. Well, I'm glad you understand it. Thank you. Awesome. 2 people on Truckers TV that
when you put your money into your account, is the value of your money still the same as your paycheck?
Okay. So that's what they call stable coins. All right. Stable coins, you put your dollar to dollar into a stable coin. Now, if you invest it, for example, you take $100 and put it in Solana, immediately you're going to get the value of what Solana is. So if Solana is at $135 per token and you have $100, you just lost that $35. You understand?
Yeah.
So, but if you do a stable coin, which is 1 for 1, then that stable coin, you can keep it in that stable coin, or you can transfer it to another, I don't know, something that's making money, and go back and forth. You know, you can take.
Let me look.
Go ahead.
But you said earlier that a lot of places you can use your coin to, like the grocery store or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's going to stay the same value as what you deposited to use at other locations.
If you keep it at a stable, like USDT or USDC or WDF or F, I don't know what the hell Trump's coin is. Those are all stable coins. You can use that stable coin to make purchases.
Okay.
So this is where Visa came in. So my exchange, Crypto.com, has a Visa. I have a Visa card, and I don't have my wallet with me. I have a Visa card through Crypto.com. No, I wasn't going to show it. So I have a Visa card through Crypto.com. So when I change my money from my bank, take it out of my bank, put it in my exchange, I can put that money either in an investment or down into my Visa card to utilize anywhere Visa is taken. Okay. So everywhere Visa is taken, correct? So you can swipe all day long, swipe, and it takes the value of that 1 for 1. You understand?
The what you're saying is it's like a bank. It serves the same purpose as a bank, but your investment, getting percentage.
Nobody's using your money.
It does not serve the same purpose as a bank, because how a bank works is essentially you deposit.
I know how a bank works. What I'm wondering about is the crypto and what this all comes down.
So what I'm saying is, like, when you deposit your money into a bank, oftentimes, like if you're doing large deposits, if you're doing anything over, let's say $100, they're essentially using your money in order to reinvest their profit.
Exactly.
And
so the crypto exchange doesn't do that. They don't do that.
So like you can actually set what you want out of your paycheck to go into specific. So I would say, like, just to make it simple for somebody, it would be like stocks and bonds, essentially. Depending on what coins you choose to pick on, and then like you can have the majority go into a stable coin. So like if you want to be kind of endeavorous or adventurous, then you can say 15% into some of these exploratory coins.
XRP, for example, you can invest in XRP. As it goes up in value, you make money. As it goes down in value, you lose money.
I had Morgan Stanley, and
Mm-hmm.
we had a lot of options that you're similar to what you're talking about with my account through Morgan Stanley. The only problem is at the end was they started charging me
The fees.
See,
yeah.
that's
what
the big
the
difference.
banks are trying to do. They're trying to do fee. Well, there's fees, and don't get me wrong, there are fees for transferring back and forth
cryptocurrency. Yeah,
currency. There are fees. That's how they make their money. I mean, hands down, it's not free to do it. So,
but it's a set fee.
Yeah, it's a set fee.
It's not a percentage fee, and there's a big difference there.
Yeah. So I just think, a lot of people don't understand. They don't realize that the traditional way that American people have learned since they were coming out of high school,
Checks
you make
and balances.
money. Yeah, you make a money from your business or from your, not even a business. You go to work at McDonald's, you get your paycheck. You put your paycheck in the bank account. You save your money up as much as you possibly can. So now you got $20,000 saved up from working at McDonald's. Likelihood? No. But somebody that does that $20,000 that's sitting in your account making 1 to 2%, not even 2%, I think is what, 1% yield.
I'd be amazed if they got that.
Like there's no money being made from your money sitting in the account. But what they're doing is they're taking your $20,000 and they're fucking quadrupling that shit throughout the years that you keep it in the account. Banks are making money off of the average person. Okay.
Now, mind you, this like what he's talking about specifically, like he's not talking about a year to year experience, because now they're taking your money and they're flipping it, and each time they flip it. So now, say on the first year, we'll say a basis of $20,000, and they make a 4% change. So now at that point, now they're working with like what, $21,000. And then the next year, they're working with quite a bit more, and then quite a bit more, and then quite a bit more. And all you're seeing is pennies on the dollars, while they're making hundreds on the dollars, dude.
Yeah, multiply that by thousands upon thousands upon thousands, if not millions of customers. They're making a lot of money. And it's a $1 trillion business.
And then, like, they take it the next step further because they're making interest on top of it, not just based on what you're doing. So essentially your money is sitting there in your account. So they're making, let's say, 6% interest. They're giving you a 0.5% interest on it. So they're making the interest payment, and they're getting that right off the bat. And then they're also making the reinvestment payment. So like they know how to double and triple, like, balance your money, dude, because they're showing that you have that amount of money that's available in that account, regardless if they've actually spent it or not. And that's part of the reason why, like, so many Western banks are failing, is because they definitely overextended themselves. They put themselves into like some tech markets that were supposed to be some really big hitters, but just definitely weren't, man. And
yeah, so let me touch this on Curtis. So the concern a lot of people have is that, can I lose my money if I put it in crypto? Yes, you can. You can definitely, most 100% lose your fucking money. But if you put it in a stable coin, which you know what a stable coin is, you won't lose your money. You'll be able to transfer it back and forth. So it acts as that safety net. And that's what they have established as far as the crypto. Like, for example, crypto.com has their exchange. And if you put your money out of your account into that crypto exchange, keep it as a stable coin. That's the key word, stable coin. It will not lose value. Okay. Now, when you transfer that stable coin money into a, like, for example, XRP or Solana or Bitcoin, for example, Bitcoin's up and down, right? $80,000, $90,000, $100,000, whatever. That's when you start losing or gaining your money. Okay. but you have to initiate that. It doesn't automatically happen. You have to choose which investment that you want to put that stablecoin money into.
And that's like stocks. It's going to fluctuate daily.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing that doesn't fluctuate, it may fluctuate 1 penny to 2 pennies,
Yeah.
is the stable coin within 1 penny, 2 penny. It goes like, because you can see it going, it's 1 penny to 2 pennies, stable coins across the board, and it never changes. So you put $100 in there, you're going to pull out $100 plus minus the fee, whatever, the couple cents of fee. So that's that. Now, what I'm doing, let me explain what I'm doing, is that I have a meme coin, which is literally a coin. Okay, it's a cryptocurrency coin that's on a public, how would I would say, a public exchange. Okay, just like you would have a stock for a public company on the stock exchange. Pump.fun, along with Moonshot and a few other crypto generating type platforms, is where everybody starts their cryptocurrency. Okay, so your son can go out and create Joe Schmo coin, have people invest in it. He pulls out the liquidity and everybody loses. That is what can happen. Okay, but then there's people like me where I'm trying to build a brand and a business where I'm taking people's investments and I'm growing that investment up, so the value of it goes up until a certain point where, if somebody makes money or they don't make money, there's a point where you can pull that liquidity if you wanted to. You know what I mean? So there's possibilities to do that.
So if someone like me, I'm starting to get interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want to go into the Trucker TV brand,
Mm-hmm.
will I have to set up 2 accounts?
No, the first account you would have to set up would be, no, you can go straight to, if you go to pump.fun and open up an account. Like if you to do that right now on your computer, open up the account, create an account there. They will allow you to download straight from your bank account debit card to, they will allow you to debit your money from your debit card to your pump.fun account that you created, basically, right? And then you can invest in what you want to do. So you'll be able to find the ticker Truckers TV and invest it. So you can do straight, it comes straight from your account to, and that would be it's considered an exchange. I use crypto.com. I use 2 other exchanges, and I also use Arculus, which is another cold wallet, which is the card that's in my pocket that stays with me. But that's advanced stuff. That's things that you, but for being basic, if you wanted to invest in Truckers TV right now, put $20 in, for example, okay? All you'd have to do is just go to pump.fun, create your little account, follow the prompts on downloading a debit card into it from your account, transfer $20, turn it into Solana, which is, I think, $135 per coin right now for Solana. So you take $20, you buy X amount of Solana, you go to my platform that I've created on pump.fun, and then you look for Truckers TV, TTV, ticker, and then you go in there and you push the green button that says buy. It will let you know how much you have. You do 10%, 20%, 30%, or 100% of what you just downloaded in there. You put your cash in there.
And
Once
that
you
is
do
true,
that,
Patty P. Yeah, it's definitely not FDIC insured. So like whatever you do
and that's
have in
another,
cryptocurrency.
Well, that's what the banks say, that everything's FDIC, federally reserved.
But that, like,
insured.
if you have more than 200K inside of a bank, then you're not insured for anything over that 200K, because that's all FDIC covers.
Yeah, it's 200K.
Yeah.
So
sorry, I was a sensory guy.
As far as like what I'm explaining for Curtis right now, there's no risk. There's no risk as far as that. Now, if you choose somebody else's coin, because you know me, right? You know me and you know what I'm doing. So you know that if you put $20 in there and the value of it goes up because people keep investing, then your value goes up. You might have $100 by the end of the week. You know what I mean? Because there are people investing right now.
Yeah.
What everybody's concern is will I pull that rug? You know what I mean? And that's the biggest concern. So if you put your $20 in there and I pull that $20 or I cash out everything, then it takes that $20. See, that's what people don't trust.
Yeah.
You know, so when you invest at your own risk. You invest, you know, in that stuff. But then you have to worry about inside trading. You have to worry about, you know, giving people heads up. Hey, you know, there's a bunch of shit like that. So you got to be careful of all that stuff because that's where Hawk 2, you remember Hawk 2? The girl that did the Hawk 2? Well, those knuckle fucks, they used her name and her brand, racked up millions upon millions of dollars, and then cashed that shit out, walked away with the money, and then she ended up going, I guess, probation or she got a really stern talk to. I don't even know if she went to jail, but she's out talking in talk shows and stuff like that. She's like, I don't know what the fuck happened, you know, because some other people were controlling their shit. Promoters were doing it. I am solely doing this myself. I'm not having any promoters and shit like that. Now, I'm not popular like millions upon millions of people, but we do have a small following here, so people can invest in Truckers TV if they wanted to. So that's my point. So that's the best explain that I can do as far as like the Hawk 2. That's what people are afraid of. And they get scared because the banks are saying, oh, no, that's not safe. We're safe. You know, keep your money with us. But obviously they're running a business too because they're taking their money, your money, and investing.
Competition, you know.
Yes, it is extreme competition.
Talk smack. My biggest question about it was like I keep going back to the same thing. Someone like me, you know, I have not a whole lot, but I got just a handful of money, and I don't have it at a bank, but I do have it. That way, emergencies come up, whatever. I need the cash right now. I can't wait to get to the bank. You know, I have to have it right now. And that's what I was wondering about this investment. How accessible is the money if I needed to draw it out?
Oh, they give you a I think Pump Fund's working on their own little Visa card or a debit card.
Okay.
So you can cash it, you can swipe it, the value's there. If you turned it into stable coin or keep it to the stable cash or even stable coin cash that attaches
you
to
get
that,
dollar for dollar back.
Yeah, you can swipe and it'll charge it.
And that's what I didn't understand. You know, I didn't know there was different investments in it where you could pick your own, get a Visa card like you got.
Right. It's pretty standard. It's pretty standard that Visa and MasterCard and American Express, they're all getting into the crypto game because they want to be the vessel for people to be able to spend their crypto on anything and everything that they normally do from their bank account. So it's all competing for that customer.
Okay.
And what they're shooting for essentially at that point is necessarily not having control of the money, but they still realize that they're going to start losing the income from it. So what they're going to start doing is upcharging the amount it's going to cost you to actually take cash money out of an ATM, or they're going to start charging like a 1% ratio to actually use your card. Yeah.
The banks or who? Yeah, the banks.
Yeah, the bank. Well, no, the actual card processors.
Well,
they already do that anyways right now.
If I went to another bank that's not my bank and withdrew money, they're going to charge me extra for using that other bank's service.
Right.
And then and then your bank is going to charge you on top of it.
No, they won't charge me. It's just the other bank.
But see, there are certain ATMs, right, that you can go and use, and they have like a zero policy. And that's starting to become a bigger thing, especially like where ATMs are using cryptocurrency. Is they're starting to draw people in for like a 0% transfer fee. But see, what I see happening in the future is that people are going to get used to using these ATMs, and then because you technically don't have to tell anybody if you're changing it to something else. There is no signatory commission that actually monitors that. So What I would imagine is they will allow, like in specific regions, that they're going to still allow that 0% or zero interest or zero fee ideal to go through on some of these ATM machines. But when they start seeing like really high end ATM machines, that's when they're going to start flipping it over. And they're going to be like, okay, we charge you $250 per transaction.
Yeah.
And
Or
then
we can go back to the old days and put mason jars in the backyard, you know.
but I'm just saying, like, that's the only way I see them making money off of it.
Yeah.
Because, like,
But-
cryptography and the idea of peer-to-peer interface, that kind of specifically removes centralized banking.
That's what they're
And what a lot of
trying to
people-
do. They're trying to
and what
say,
a-
F you banks, we don't need you no more. You don't need to take our money, take custody it, and make money off of us. We need to
But
control our own
until
cash.
these companies become stable or something like that at that point, and they're actually, valued, then they don't have any liquidity.
Right.
And what I mean by liquidity is the ability to put ATMs of their own make or desire in a specific location.
Right.
And
then
most
there's
of that's going to be out of pocket for them. You got to realize that at that point.
Right.
Unless they send out a message to their crypto users, hey, we're going to be doing this, all of this stuff. Would you guys be happy to have, off of the next 4 transactions, we're going to do a 10% withdrawal or a 1.5% or a 0.5% withdrawal, depending on what kind of market value that they're talking about, in order to develop just.
But that's part of all the competition between the banks and between the crypto exchanges and the currencies and all that stuff. That's all. They're going to play their games because it's all about
That's
making money at
exactly
the end
it.
of the day. It's all about making money. Now, there's also one other thing, Curtis. It's called staking. You can also stake your money, and you make a yield or a percentage off of that inside of your crypto's exchanges. So if you go to crypto.com, there's their own crypto coin that every time you do a transaction, you get a fraction of whatever they allow you to have, and you can stake that 100%, and it creates a little bit of earning. You know what I mean? But you're talking like if you're only doing $100 here, there, $200 there and there, it's not really going to make
It's
a
not worth
difference.
it.
But if you got $1 million in there and you stake, $500,000 worth of it, that's your yield. You're gonna make money off of that. So that's what they're also doing too. So you can stake a lot of your cryptocurrency into the staking, and that's what banks don't want because that's where the trillions of dollars they're going to lose by people keeping their money into some account. But the rich people don't keep money in a bank. They keep
they
it
don't.
in a brokerage or a hedge fund or some kind of they
Or
put it in
liquid
investment.
assets and trade markets. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So this is just another way. But I would have fun to teach you right now, Curtis, if you went on to pump.com right now and did that, created an account, because I think it's free to create an account. And then you would put $20 on there just to see if you can do it with my guidance. Then I know that anybody can do it. Because it's one of those things where you just have to do it to figure it out, and you have guidance, and there's no real big firms out here that are teaching people, and they're definitely not teaching in high school. They're not teaching kids how to do this shit. It's what people happen to learn or happen to see somebody, an influencer or somebody that knows how to do it, teach them how to do it. And that's what the training process is right now, because it's so far out there that nobody knows what's going on.
Mhm.
They think the banks are fine. The banks are crashing. They're freaking the fuck out right now, and social media is trying to keep a plug on it. This video is probably not going to go out very far to many people because they're trying to keep a lid on the panic of people pulling out money into the banks, because the banks are like, no, we can't have trillions of dollars leave our fucking liquidity, our funding, because we don't have it.
But the thing is, there's no difference between, for instance, Bank of America and Arkansas Bank and Trust.
Mhm.
What you're in right now, it's the same competition. You got one bank competing with the other.
Right. They're just fees.
I see a
different
few
fees.
differences between a bank and this. Number one, a lot of people don't use plastic. They still use the checks, which is limited to spending. A lot of places don't take checks anymore, but there's still hardcore people. For instance, like me, I was using checks up until I had to quit working.
Mm-hmm.
I had a debit card, but I'd never used it because I always wrote checks. And so and there's still people, a lot of places here still take checks because of the same reason. Well, where you're at, your Visa, they don't have checks available. It's just plastic. And I'm sure every place that you invest in is the same way, that you're going to withdraw money out of your account. It's going to be either electronic or plastic.
Yeah. And that's where banks get you with loans. Okay. So they'll loan you money, but they're loaning somebody else's deposit. Yeah, they're loaning somebody else's deposit. That's why banks make money.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So everybody's like, well, I can't get a loan if I'm doing crypto. Well, no, you got cash. They're not taking your fucking cash, you big dodo. You just have to save it. You just have to invest it and save it and be smarter about your money instead of just, going to ask for money. So there's different categories of people. And that's the biggest thing. There's people like in D Queen, Arkansas, that don't know what the fuck is going on in the world. They're detached from, and then there's people from retro New York or downtown San Francisco that thrive off this shit, that everything is in like robots running around delivering food and shit. There's a high pace living there that they utilize this more than somebody in D Queen, Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? So there is a demographics around this whole entire process. Banks are what everybody knows. Yeah. Hands down. It is the old way. It is the only way that everybody knows. Cryptocurrency is the same thing, but it's just digitalized. They take away it's just a whole different thing. So yeah, it would take a long time to educate a lot of the older folks, and I hate to say that. It would take a lot to educate the older folks and really make them understand that their money is being utilized and manipulated in banks, and there's a better way.
Yeah.
Now, younger people that are growing into this and seeing this being offered to them as a get-go out the gate, they're going to be more profitable on doing things like this, hands down, unless somebody goes through a course and learns this shit.
Because they've never had to deal with checks and all that.
Yeah, they don't know it. They're like, what is that? I don't even know what that is. I just swipe my card because my money's in my account.
Kind of like a telephone booth. What in the world is that?
Right.
But yeah, I see pros and cons right now from what I've seen or heard y'all talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I was wanting to invest money right now, I would probably take the risk and jump into it.
Mm-hmm.
But at this stage of my life, I've earned everything that I feel that is going to profit me.
Mm-hmm.
And so
that's why you invest with your own risk. Yeah.
I don't think it would benefit me, because what I have left after I pay my my bills in my Walmart, a whole lot to talk about, and that's why I said I have little emergency funds that I don't have at the bank. I'm not saying if it's in the house or wherever it's at, but I do have it.
Yeah.
And but if I was 20 years younger, I'd jump on board right instantly. I'd have probably already been invested in it if the truth was known.
Mm-hmm.
But when I retired, I got my 401k, I got all of my benefits, and I've lived on it, and I've still have some left. And so I don't think I would benefit from it.
Probably not.
Because
a lot of people, like I said, the older generation probably wouldn't.
No, unless you've got $1 million, like you said, put up somewhere. That would be the only investment that I would get into, because I know I would definitely make money off of 500,000 or $1 million.
Yeah, you would.
There's
Yeah,
no
if it
doubt
was sitting in
about
the bank, you'd only make what, a percentage of that if you set it into something. Well, that's why people put the millions and millions of dollars into a hedge fund or whatever funds they want to do to
Yeah,
make that yield, to make interest off that, or take a loan off of their own money. You know, and
You're right.
there's all kinds of different things. But like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. I'm just saying there's so many different
And
avenues
at the
that you can
same
do.
time, one of the things that separates it from like going to a bank is the fact of the matter is most peer-to-peer changes are specifically crypto. So what crypto means is cryptography. And the cryptography basis of this is if you're doing a peer-to-peer interchange, if you're just paying money to one specific individual or something like that, it remains anonymous. So that also cuts out another big factor of our government. And I'm not saying that it's like tax evasion or anything like that, because I would never say that, but because you get a paycheck and your paycheck is going to be on your W-2 or what, regardless of the amount of money that you make, it's still going to be on your W-2 or your 1099 or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's already taxed when you get it.
But whatever you spend that money on, like, because Chrissy asked that specifically, does the IRS know about this? No, the IRS specifically doesn't know about that, because it's crypto. That's the idea of cryptography, is that each of the different wallets is specifically anonymous. So you have your own anonymous wallet number, and somebody else has their own anonymous wallet number. Technically, your capital gains and all of that stuff have to be reported. But if your crypto wallet is anonymous, then how would they know? Is if you're not making capital gains,
And that's
because
what
there's no 1099.
that's what the legislation is trying to hack out, and that's what that's exactly why the government is involved, because they don't want to lose track of millions upon millions, even trillions of dollars being transferred back and forth, that they can't track that. And that's part of the issue. That's part of the issue of the government not wanting to play games with this, and they got to do it right the first time. So there was a little bit of a hiccup. The Genius Act went through, but the Clarity Act, that is what is going to lay down the rules and the regulations for this. And I think crypto, one of the bigger companies, Coinbase was a little bit irritated with it, because the banks had more control of what was going to be happening, and like you said, having money not being visible and things like that. So that there's it's still being hacked out, man. It really is. But I guarantee you that's one of the reasons why this isn't full steam ahead, is because of those issues and those reasons.
Because the anonymity of it.
Yeah. Because once you get your paycheck, you're taxed. So what you do with your money after that, you shouldn't be taxed again on fucking cap. If somebody gives you money, like you said, if somebody gives you money, you shouldn't be taxed on that as an income gain. I mean, if I gift money to Curtis, why does Curtis have to claim that as taxes?
Because you've already paid taxes on it, and then also, like, why would he have to pay taxes on something that was gifted to him?
Exactly.
And that was one of the biggest issues that I seen with our current government, was the fact that they were like double and triple like dipping.
Yeah, more like a lot.
Yeah, like you buy a house, it's like, well, I've already paid the taxes on the money that I used to buy the house. Why do I have to do that for a house? But
the sales tax.
Yeah, exactly. And then like property tax, and then you're talking like all of these different aspects of it. And then like same thing with the vehicle, like, well, I've already been taxed on the income that I'm using to buy this vehicle, and now I have to go out and get, a bank account in order to operate this stuff. So now you guys are charging me a 2.5% ideal on that.
Yep.
And that's
and you're taxed on gas
low
to run the car, and you're taxed on insurance to cover the car. So
and then the license plate and the tags too on top of it.
Yeah.
So,
and the
so that's why I was saying
tag.
double, triple tapping.
Yep.
So like that was not part of our founding legislation at all. We were only
Yep.
supposed to pay taxes in order to cover the cost of our standing army.
Right.
That was it. That's the only thing that's actually governed in our taxation code. But now they started adding a lot of other stuff. So like, yeah. And like I could see that, like, in order to make it go forward and still be anonymous, like based on every transaction you have 1.5% that goes to specifically our men and women in the armed forces. I would have no problem with that at all. You know, relative to a 7% tax that we
I'll be right
see
back.
on groceries or anything like that. Like if we were charged 1.5% on every transaction that goes forward on cryptography or cryptocurrency, and it goes just straight specifically to our, you know, the Department of War, dude, I would be behind that 100%. But why remove the anonymity of it? It's because they're really, really paranoid about large amounts of money leaving the country.
Mm-hmm. You know, Cash App now requires you to put while you're sending money. Used to, you didn't have to. So
It's crazy, isn't it?
I figured that's a way for the government to get their greedy hands
They're
on
missing it. Exactly.
your money. But as long as you put it down as a gift, you're good.
And see, that's why I vote that every day should be Christmas.
Yeah.
But hey, Tina has been trying to definitely get back in the chat. I've sent her a couple of links, but my links are apparently broken.
I was letting Dennis handle that. Dennis is
Okay.
a host tonight, so
Yeah.
I'll allow him to be the host. But yeah, I seen her backstage.
Yeah, but it's definitely a different form of spending money. But like, as much as hiding or laundering it, yeah, there's always definitely that aspect of it. But it's no different than what the banks are already doing. It's just now it's kind of removing the middleman.
I seen that comment, and I question that. I wonder how many organizations actually do that.
Yeah,
I
criminal
I
organizations.
see it happening since the government can't monitor it. They can try, but your identity's, anonymous.
Now, here's the other end of that spectrum that I'm going to argue.
Well, it's not really
Is that
anonymous.
if-
They have a.
That's what
They
I
have-
was going to say.
They have it listed.
Is the
There's transactions.
But I thought I heard
peer-to-peer.
Andrew say that they don't. The government doesn't know you're doing it.
Well, they know that the transaction has happened. They just don't know who the transaction was in between because they're anonymous wallets. So wallets are essentially crypto keys, and those crypto keys are specifically what allow you to access that specific reference number or transaction. Now, I'm going to be the devil's advocate here, and if you really truly believe that the United States government can't decipher even some of these high-end crypto keys, you're sorely mistaken, man.
Or take their shit.
Yeah, they know specifically who is attached to every account. They're just being pretty laid back about it, and I admire them. But I mean, think about all of the cryptos. Think about all the cryptography that we've already broken as the United States.
Oh hell yeah!
I mean,
They got
rest in peace. Today we lost the very last code talker, the last Navajo code talker. He was 107 years old. He passed away
Oh.
today. And we at the same time, I don't know, like I don't know if they had a pact or something, but we lost the last of the Tuskegee Airmen today. But at the same time, like we were able to figure out a cryptography that was pretty much unbreakable because it was a foreign language that nobody had ever heard.
Code talkers, yeah. I remember the video on that.
But
Movie.
now at the same time, where was the internet born? Where did it come into existence?
Microsoft.
And that was here in the United States. So if you think that there's not backdoor access to all of these cryptos and all of this stuff, if they really wanted to be about it, they could, dude. They know exactly
Well, I don't
who's
think
sending
nothing.
what.
I just took it at what you said. You know, that's why I asked.
Well, no, that's public. That's public. That's public. Like ideally, that's what the public wants to believe, is that it's peer-to-peer transaction and it's completely, anonymous. But now all of a sudden,
Give me $20, Curtis. Give me $20.
But the point is, I know the capability of the United States is decoding whatever. They can decode anything that's ever made in the world. They've proved that. But when it comes to this so-called cryptocurrency, you said anonymous wallets. So I just took it as crypto had some kind of secret crypto.
No, they're linked to you in your accounts. They can find out who you are. Because that wallet's connected to an account.
Yeah, you attach it to a bank account. So
it's attached to a bank account. They'll follow the money. They'll know where the money's going.
Can you open a bank account without an ID?
No, you can't.
Not that I know of.
Doing crypto. They have my info. Crypto.com and pump.fund, they have my information. They know who I am.
Even they'll ask you. They'll be like, hey, can you upload a picture of your ID?
Exactly. That's what you got to do. Verify.
So at that point, dude, like when everybody's talking about crypto and all this stuff and talking about zero reliability and zero, it is what it is, man. It's just a new form of banking transaction. It's not going to be anything different. You're going to be here in like 20 years and everybody's going to be using crypto.
Yep.
It's just the nature of things. Things change, ideas change, banking changes. And I don't know if I 100% agree with it, because like I pointed out before, it's not insured or anything. So like if you have money in there, all that stuff, if say it gets robbed or something like that, you're not going to get your 200K back, even if you have more than that invested.
What if the bank closes down, or the whole
Same
bank
thing. They go under, or they go bankrupt.
Shuts down, and everything, you lose your money then too.
What happens if the power goes out?
You have the risk of all of that.
It's all risk.
Get your
everything
bank
a risk.
hacked, you get cleaned out, and all of this mess. Nothing's ever 100% insured, guaranteed.
Or get this, in crypto, if you send it to the wrong address, you lost it.
Yeah, that's
you can't get it back.
Said the other day. I remember you saying that the other day.
You got to be careful. You got to know what you're doing. You can't just willy-nilly this shit.
Yeah.
You make a mistake, it's a big mistake. Like that one guy that had he had Bitcoins and he lost it in the trash, right? His hard drive.
In the hard drive, yeah. And he's been searching that trash yard for fucking years and years and years and finally gave up.
Still looking.
So that's...
So there's definitely risk involved in anything, dude. Like, we're not
the
tomorrow.
thing is,
it's fun.
Walking off my front porch and falling, breaking my neck. I'm risking my life just walking out my front door. There's always
exactly, Chrissy. Don't be interesting, so nobody looks at you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
But gentlemen,
You
I got to
guys
get up pretty early, so
All
I'm
right.
going to be leaving the chat. You guys have a great night.
All right, Andrew, be
Andrew, see
safe.
ya.
We'll talk at you
All
later.
right, guys. Peace.
Bye. Yeah, if I was, younger and was still looking into my future, I would definitely jump on it because I'd have time to invest and actually make money off of it. And I just starting fresh at my age, I don't know that it would help me any at all.
No, I think you have. Yeah, I don't think it would. Someone like me, it would because I'm ambitious and
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to a certain level in life. So having this opportunity and being able to, and another thing is that truly at heart, I consider myself, minus not having the money to back it up, a philanthropist. So
Yeah.
I not say desperately. I drive myself to get to that level. Like Mr. Beast, for example. Mr. Beast is a philanthropist. He takes the majority of his money, turns it into game shows, charitable things. He gives his money away like it's Kool-Aid to a fat kid. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So he's very charitable. And I think that's the type of person that I would find ways to give money to people help. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I would too if I
If
could.
this would ever take off where if I was ever a $50 million holder, I would keep $1 million on myself and give the rest away because it would just be
Yeah.
a pain in the ass. So I truly believe my heart is a philanthropist's heart. It's just I need to figure out in my own way how to get there to become one. And we've definitely hit a lot of road bumps along the way trying to get there, but
Well, if you don't have the falls through life, you'll never learn to make
Yeah.
yourself better and do better in life. And it's always like I've heard, you got to spend money to make money. You can't just wish
painfully, yes.
for it.
Painfully, yes, to spend money to make money.
Yeah, and
But it'll work. It's just over time. I've already got a few investors.
well,
There's
that's
some
good
people
to
in there.
hear.
Yeah. No, I mean it's going great. But what's great about it is that I found a place where I can park money. And have it there, and there's a possibility that other people can prosper from it.
Yeah,
Well, I'm parking liquidity, basically, from everything that I'm earning and everything I'm doing is being parked on Trucker TV's meme coin. So take that for a grain of salt, wherever it may be. So it's not like make believe money; it's actual liquidity going in there.
yeah.
So, and it should pay off in the future. It
I
won't be
have-
soon, but
I have a savings account that I've had ever probably what is it now 40 years now I've had,
wow, really?
but it had never paid anything interest wise. It's just
Mhm.
money sitting there never changes every month. It's about the same. Sometimes it'll lose and then it'll gain back to what I have in it. And it ain't
Oh,
a
no
whole
shit.
lot at all.
No
And
shit, huh?
when I started it, they didn't even have credit cards or checks. Or they had checks, but you had to go to the one credit union that we had. They only had one branch, and you had to have them write you a check. They didn't want you to have access to your account.
Yeah.
And then finally, the board of directors of it decided to sell out. And so Diamond Lakes took it over.
Mm-hmm.
And there was only they didn't have a Diamond Lakes out here in my area anyway. So you had to go to Hot Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they made a deal with Walgreens, which we have out here close to Walmart. And they made it to where you could use your ATM card there to withdraw money and not be charged. It'd be like you was at a Diamond Lakes branch. And so that's what saved me from having to drive all the way to Hot Springs to get money out of my credit union account.
There you go. So thanks, Andrew. Andrew, for learning. Learned a lot listening to you. What are we, chopped liver here? You didn't learn nothing from us?
I learned too. I didn't do nothing. I just sat and listened and started asking questions.
Yeah, well, I did too. When I first joined the Navy, they give us the option to buy U.S. savings bonds, and I bought I think about 12 or 13 of them, but they didn't mature until like 2 years later. So you bought them at $100, and they matured to I think 200. So I doubled my money.
Right.
So I bought them at 100. I had 12 of them, so $1,200. And, I cashed them out 2 years later. So I had bonds too, but they're gone away. They discontinued bonds, U.S. bonds.
They wanted me to roll mine over into an IRA.
An IRA, yeah.
And I said no, because I've got something I need to use the money for. And that's why I did that.
It takes a while to pull that out too, as well. Everything takes a while. You put
Well,
$10,000.
Honestly, it only took like 3 days.
Oh, okay.
And after they took the taxes out and all that, and it was only about 3 days I got it. They just deposited directly into my account.
Holy shit. There's Tina. I wanted to know more about Bitcoin. I sent him to Tracker Stevens a messenger. Okay. Well, what do you want to know about Bitcoin? I don't know much about Bitcoin. I'm not into Bitcoin. Bitcoin's way up there. I don't have $80,000 to buy even one. So I don't mess with Bitcoin at all. Huh. I'm over here eating my favorite crackers.
Oh, Ritz.
Yeah. I usually eat with cream cheese, but I'm at 213 pounds. Or 212 pounds. I lost a lot of weight, man.
I'm about 218. That's a big difference between 280 and 218.
Yeah, it is. Even mine, 255.
I may lose a pound every week or two, but I'm still, losing weight, but it's not like it was the first few months.
Mm-hmm.
But I finally found insurance that would help pay for my Ozempic, and so far I've only had it refilled one time.
Oh.
And I got it to where I could afford it every month, because the company I was getting it from, they cut me off. I was getting it for free,
Yeah.
And they cut me off.
No.
They said
nope.
I was on it too long, 2 years, I think.
Okay. Well, they cut you off because they thought you were selling it.
Well, I haven't taken, since I've been on it, I have not taken a single dose of diabetes medicine. It's been my diabetes medicine.
Yeah. Well, it was designed for it, but they never put it out
because
they wanted you. They wanted you to take fucking Metformin.
No, people got to noticing it was being used for weight loss. It had nothing to do with diabetes. And that's when they shut it off and put the guidelines on it. You have to have proof that
you have diabetes.
It's actually using it for diabetes type 2, that you can't use it for type 1.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why me gonna have to pay $1,500 a month to get a month's supply.
Mhm.
I was the one that was paying for 20 other people that was getting it for weight loss
Oh yeah.
free. So
Mm.
now I've got insurance that helps me pay for it. I'm quite happy.
Good.
All of my clothes are so big on me. I wore a coat that I hadn't worn in years. Yeah, I put it on, it just swallowed me. They just don't have coats like I like, you know. So
Swallow me.
looked like I had a tent over me. Hey Kenny, how you doing?
Yeah, I saw Kenny the other day. I was like surprised to see him. I hope he's doing good.
Yeah. He comes in every once in a while still.
No, he don't watch me though. I think I've got the potty mouth, so he doesn't like me. I think there's a lot of people that don't watch me anymore because of my potty mouth.
Well,
I was
That's
tired of getting, bars of soap shoved in my mouth every day on Facebook. So
well, it's their loss.
Oh. I feel like I was always being judged.
Like me, I always just turn the volume down and start reading comments only.
Man, that goes like that, right? I won't say anything, but I'll have high numbers, right? Everybody's watching 30, 40, 50 people.
Yeah.
As soon as I start talking, it goes down to 9. Like, we came for the road noise. We don't want to listen to Dennis talk. Fuck that. Like, great. Everybody.
I'll be honest with you. I've only turned the volume down maybe twice. You was on a bad rant and you was effing it here and there and up the nose and wherever. And I said, I don't think I want to hear this. So I muted it. Yeah, I'm being honest. I'm not, covering it up or anything.
I feel better when you lie to me.
I've never muted my computer. Never have. They may have done that, Diane. You never know.
Hmm? I thought you were homeless. But yeah.
Well, they sure didn't give me nothing to be the homeless.
Yeah, no shit. They didn't ask you to stay overnight for observation.
They're asleep. They probably thought I abandoned them today. I hadn't seen them for just a second. Once I got home, they roamed around a little bit, and next thing I knew, they've been sacked out. They haven't even went to their food bowl or nothing.
Oh, your cats?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, that's too close. Yeah. Oh man, I gotta drive to Fort Smith.
It's better in Conway.
I think I'm gonna try to take a pillow tonight because my ass is killing me in these Freightliners, man. That is the worst thing about Freightliners.
Do you keep air in your seat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I couldn't do it. I had to let the air out of mine and ride the floorboard.
Like this?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it hurt my back so bad. The bouncing. Yeah.
But wouldn't the shudders of hitting the shutters be more than the actual gradual bouncing?
No, it didn't help one bit. I adjusted on that thing for a year and a half trying to get the right setting.
Mm-hmm.
And a dump truck, when it's empty, that's the worst.
Oh yeah, they bounce like crazy.
Yeah. And so it did not have air shocks on it.
Mm-hmm.
It had leaf springs on it. So it was a rough riding mother trucker. So it rode a lot better with the seat on the floorboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a hemorrhoid pillar donut. Hey Robert, what are you doing? Tony, how you doing? Good to see you guys. Diane, Faye.
Tony. Tony. Oh, give me a pillow? Yeah.
One of them donut to sit on.
Mm. Praise shaker, shake y'all to y'all, silly. Get a donut for your ass. I'm gonna stop at Krispy Kreme.
I wish we had one here.
Ooh. Whew, man, that's some good shit. Compressed gas, moisture free.
I stopped at Burger King on the way home and ate a half of a double Whopper. I couldn't eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
Got me a couple of them original chicken sandwiches to bring home, put in the refrigerator. I'm doing pretty good, Tony. How are you doing?
Dude, that tastes like shit. I never did that. Well, I don't know. Hello, Tony. Who is Tony?
She's somebody she's been on the videos for a little bit now.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Let's see here. She lives in Oswego, New York. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she came on the other night. She was talking the other night from New York. Yeah. Oh, no, that was somebody from New Jersey we'll talk to. She's from Jersey or New York?
You got you a cold. Well, I hate to hear that. Oh, that's how you pronounced it? I just took a guess where she lives.
Hmm.
The city she lives in. Oswego, I guess. You gotta remember, I'm just a dumb country hillbilly.
Mm-hmm.
Upstate New York.
Yeah, it's upstate somewhere.
You know Jack DeBow?
Jack Jr.
Yeah.
He came on. I saw him. He doesn't come on very often, but I've seen him once or twice since we talked about him last time. I guess somebody said something to him. Yeah. He didn't say anything. He was just in the chat.
Oh. Right on Lake Ontario. Yeah, I talked to her about I watch follow a page that she videos the steamships and the big freighters coming in there in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to her about them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, them 1,006 and 1,005 footers.
Tankers? Like ship tankers or?
No, they carry grains and metal pellets, different stones and stuff.
Oh, wow.
They're in the belly of the ships.
Hmm.
They're pretty cool to watch. I got interested in it because one of the big steamships, the air horn it had on it, the steam horn. They called it the Barker Bark.
Mm.
James R. Barker is the name of the ship, and its sister ship. They're the only two that have the steam horns like it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty dang cool. Well, congratulations, sir. 8 pounds, 15 ounces. Ooh. Now, wait a second, Diane. I'm a big dummy. I know you are, but what am I?
Diane, full of jokes. Well, Curtis, I'm going to jump off. Are you going to stay on, or are you going to?
I'll stay on for a few more minutes, Dennis.
Okay.
I need actually, I'm pretty tired. I'm going to hit the sack here in a little bit.
All right. You can close it down for me. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Oh, you're more than welcome. And you be safe tonight.
Yep. I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.
Well, here we go. Well, I've been doing pretty good. I spent today at the hospital, but I come home and turned my computer on and seen that Dennis had this started up. And so I jumped in the background for a little bit and got out of my long-legged breeches, got my short breeches back on. And come up on stage. Yeah, he explained some stuff to me, him and Andrew, a little bit more information. A lot, and like I said, if I had more money or had more time, I would probably do it. But this stage of my life, I don't see it. It would benefit me. Yeah, Diane. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I've known about the Bitcoin and all that, and I didn't know all the full what was involved with it. My oldest nephew always talk about he invested in it for a little bit, and I guess he got out of it because I hadn't heard a single word about it anymore. Yeah, I'm down about I'm close to 70 miles west of Little Rock. Well, actually, that's Hot Springs. I'm probably about 64 miles, between 60 and 67 miles from Little Rock. So they keep changing our forecast here. They're saying now we're supposed to get more ice than snow, which is one thing we have to worry about because our electricity. Hopefully they got all the limbs and trees away from the power lines, which would knock a power line down and limb fall off and hit it. But they're saying 3 to 6 inches of snow and sleet. At first, when they first forecasted it last week, they were saying up to a foot of snow. And as the time got closer, it just kept changing. No, I don't have nothing no more. I use electric. Well, our winter's been really mild. We were still getting up to 80 degrees up until last week. And all of a sudden, it just turned off cold. And we're still, today it got up to like 50. 52 is what it was when I was in town. Con and Deal. I remember that old place. Yeah, but honestly, December and November was really mild considering. But we just got to get through January, because so far, what my forecast is telling me, that February and March is going to be really nice. And so that's, what is it, the 22nd. So we got through the rest of the month to get through, and hopefully we won't have to worry about it no more. No cucumber picking for a while. Ooh. Well, I think they're saying we're supposed to be in the single digits by Sunday. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Anniversary of the blizzard of 78. Luckily, I was in Arizona. Well, good night, Faith. Thank you for stopping in. You have a good night. We'll catch you on the next one, okay? 10 degrees, Kathy. Oh, my goodness. How you doing? If we don't get down into single digits, it's supposed to be close to it. Well, normally that's when our bad weather is January and February. But they're saying most of the lows are going to be in the 40s to 50s and highs to 60s and 70s. And all the way through March. So hopefully, like, Mother Nature doesn't turn bipolar on us and change. Is that right, Patty? How you doing, Patty? I'm just hoping that the electricity doesn't shut off. I know a brother, I talked to him today, and he told me that his two boys got the generator going today, and so he's going to have a little bit of electricity, and he's got a fireplace in the house, so have a little bit of heat and electricity. But I don't know if I can stand his boys or his kids. Between the two boys' kids, I don't know if I could stand it or not. I know you did, Patty, and but Andrew and Dennis was talking, and I didn't want to interrupt them. I'm sorry. Rebecca, I know you would come in too, and how you doing? I try to be polite to the people on stage. don't interrupt them like some people do. So normally I just sit back and listen. Especially if I'm not hosting, that's the thing. Whoever hosts it, Dennis, if Dennis is host, I let him do, take care of what goes on the stage. If I post it, I'll try to keep up with everything. I honestly, Rebecca, my water's been running for 2 weeks now. I've let it run in that bedroom or bathroom by my bedroom. That way it's circulating through the whole house. And we've got down we got down 17's the lowest we've gotten. But the difference is the well house is right there by my brother's mobile home, and he's made sure the light bulb is burning, and he put a little heater in it today to help heat it through this cold and bad weather we're getting. But if we lose electricity, I'm a F duck, because it'll definitely freeze up. And I honestly don't know how cold it's going to get. Saying it's 44 degrees right now. We're not supposed to get this stuff till it's supposed to be around 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. We'll see here for sure. Oh gosh, sun 4 degrees. Holy crap. And we're not going to recover till there's several days in single digits. That's what I was going to do, is get some more coveralls. Let's see. We're not going to start recovering until it looks like February 1st. So it's going to be freaking cold. Probably the coldest January we've had in many, many years. Yeah. Low double digits to single digits, and highs in the, let's see, the warmest it's going to get in the next week and a half, whatever, week and 3 days, whatever. Tomorrow high is 42. Tomorrow's low is 15, or 15 in the morning, low 40, high 42. Then Saturday it's 15 and 14. So it's going to be freaking cold. It's showing snow, but I'm sure we'll be getting ice being that cold. 21 and 4 on Sunday, 30 and 11, 43, 22, 43, 18. So it's going to be cold. But by February 2nd, we're going to start warming up. There's still a couple of cold days and nights in February, but nothing like January. Well, so we're in for a battle for the rest of the month. Yeah, I wish y'all would quit sending that stuff down on me. That's us. Normally, February is one of the worst months for us. We've had snow all the way through April before too. Back in '87, in what month did I get married the first time? April I can't even remember the date, but my first marriage, I got married in April of '87. And a couple of weeks before the wedding, we had an open outside wedding because it was, weather's supposed to be nice. So we just going to have an outside wedding. And we planted a bunch of tulips and daisies and all kinds of things out there. And boy, it's just beautiful around there. And then we got that snow and killed every bit of it. And by the time our wedding was it took place, all them flowers wasn't when they were gone. Single digits next week. Yeah, that's us. I hadn't seen it this cold and I don't know when. I really haven't. Is that right? In June? Wow. That's crazy. Right. Yeah, that first one, I think it was close to 7 years, but it wasn't 7 years is all it lasted. And I think it was not meant to be. I had doubts about it before we got married, but I had, a hopeful wishing, and it didn't last. That second one, it lasted 23 years. Yeah. We had a Native American wedding of my second wedding. Lady in town had a chapel and we booked it, and I didn't really know. And it was close. She put both traditional and Native American into it, which I thought it was a really nice service. I had the VCR tape of it, but I don't have it no more, which I thought it was really nice. But boy, my ex, she just fussed about it over and over and over. I said, well, you're the one that wanted it, not me. No, she wasn't a stripper. Hell, she hardly ever stripped at the house, Diane. But myself, I have never slept. I've always slept in either pajamas or shorts and a t-shirt, always. And so for me, they were cousins. I would wish that on anybody, Patty. But yeah, I'd come home, take a shower, and put on my night clothes, and I just never would sleep in the buff or in just my underbreeches. Never would. Nope, never would do it. It wasn't comfortable. And this year, I've wore long-legged breeches to sleep in or go around the house more than I ever had during the wintertime. I've always just wore, shorts. But this year, I have wore pajama bottoms more than I ever have. Well, she was my cousin, but actually it was by marriage. And the first one was the same way. I'd case out which cousins were having problems in their marrying, and so I'd stake them out. When I saw that they were divorced, I swooped in for the take. Easy pickings. I thought I was safe because my second one, she was from Memphis. But turns out her sister was married to my cousin. And I knew her sister that was married to my cousin. We was close to the same age, but I did not know her sister because she was 6 years younger than me. So before she got up to, I didn't pay attention to the kiddos. So she called me one night, her sister did, that I went to school with. She says, "Are you still single?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She says, "I got something to ask you. Would you come and get my sister and take her out?" The first thing come out of my mouth is, "Well, what'd she look like?" That's what I said. "What's she look like?" He says, "You didn't know my sister?" I said, "No, ma'am. I didn't even know you had one." And so anyway, I did. I set up a date and went and picked her up. I went down to the store close to their house and bought a 6-pack of beer for her and a couple of packs of cigarettes and took her ass back home. I didn't consider that a date. An introduction. Yeah. Now, if you consider that a date, ladies, would y'all accept that as a date? Buy her 6-pack of beer and a couple of packs of cigarettes and take her home? I didn't have time to get a moonshine fix, so she had to settle for a 6-pack of beer. And of course, she wanted the most expensive of both. What do you mean, hell no? You got to remember where I live. I'm out in the boonies in the sticks. So just getting out of this where there's daylight, that's city to me. Let me see something here. I'm gonna show you. I uploaded background of this is my front porch. Let me get it on here. Okay, I'm gonna take myself off stage for a second so you can see off my front porch. This is where I live. All right, that's where I live. That's my front porch. The back porch is even worse. Yeah, it's even worse. Let's see here. Yeah. Now, isn't that just special? You see them little babies out there. Yeah, I'm hidden. Like I said, that's off the front porch, and the back porch is even worse. It's a good thing y'all looking on the telephone because you don't see all that grass and weeds grown up all like it is. Oh, it's beautiful back here. Used to not have any houses visible in the back, but neighbor a couple of houses down built a new house up in the woods behind me, and now I have to look at his house when I'm peeing off the back porch. Yeah, I see his back porch light and his patio sliding doors. I'm standing there peeing off my back porch, looking at him, scratching my ass, going, I wonder if they're over there looking at me out here. Yeah. I don't go out there in the wintertime. Shrinkage. Men get cold and have shrinkage. Yeah. Dairy World. I got a cousin named Corbett Dairy. He was the one I played music with. Had our band. His last name was Dairy. Deary. He's a freelance photographer and writes an article in a newspaper. I think he still does. I don't know. I hadn't looked for it in a long time, a year or so. And but he was probably one of my favorite cousins. I hadn't talked to him in years since he got big time. He forgot about us little folks, He went to Mountain Home, I think it is, where they have a bluegrass festival, and they have another music festival up there and every year. And he got hooked up with the band up there and moved up there for a couple of years, played with them. But then he moved back and met him a woman. Everybody, his family and friends thought he'd never get married, but he shocked us all. He got him a good one. He got him a veterinarian. So he didn't have to work a day in his life again. I said, well, you lucky dog, boy. You hooked you a good one. And I guess they're still married. I don't know. She owns her own clinic and all of that. Yeah. That's the thing. I have so many cousins that you have to ask for birth certificates when you start dating these girls to actually make sure, brother dated that one girl, moved in with her for 2 or 3 years and found out she was pretty close cousin. Yeah. Her let's see how that worked. Her dad was my uncle's. No, her mom was my great uncle's granddaughter, I think it was. I think that's how it went. As long as she wasn't first, she's legal. You don't want to go after them first cousins. It causes problems. You never know what you're going to birth. Bloodline's too close. You got to travel down the bloodline a little bit, so you got to make sure who they are. ID and birth certificate, please. And then if they not your first cousin, they're fair game. Get away from her, Leroy. She's a mine. No, you get back. She's a mine. I'm the furthest east I've ever been was I went to Memphis many times. I'm talking tons of times. And went to Carthage, Mississippi a ton of times. And that's as far east as I've ever been. Now, west and north, west, I've been probably to every state. In north, most of the states. And I hadn't been up to North Dakota and all of that, South Dakota and whatever states is above Kansas and Kentucky, I guess it is. Missouri, I've been to Missouri a ton of times too. Going to Branson, Missouri. No, you don't reproduce with first kinfolk. First cousins, they're off limits. At least they were in my generation. I can't speak for the generation before me. My dad's stepdad was his uncle. But I've got good and bad cousins, and everybody does, family, but the family that we were around growing up, they were true family. They took care of one another, and if one of them needed help, the others would help out regardless of what it was. And even after we became adults, up until mom passed away, the cousins all stuck together. And I grew up, my first cousins were my uncles and aunt. That's how we were raised. That's how close we were. That we weren't cousins. They were my uncles. But I'm not meaning there was, hanky panky things like that. They just grew up together. My grandma took care of her siblings because her parents died young, and my grandma was the oldest, so she had to raise the younger ones. And when grandma had my aunt and my dad, they were about the same age. And so that's why I say they grew up like brothers and sisters. And so that's the way I always looked at them. And we went to a wedding up in Washington State, and I think it was my aunt and uncle's wedding. And I always said that I was at my mom and dad's wedding, because in my mind, when I was younger growing up, I swore I was at their wedding, but it was actually my aunt's and her husband. But in my mind, I believe I was at their wedding, but I wasn't. No, we not Amish. Ain't a damn thing about Amish in us. I'd have to find me an Amish woman to put any Richardson in them. I would have loved to went up north like that, Tony. I always wanted to go to Rhode Island. Never wanted to go to Maine, but I always wanted to go to Rhode Island, because on the Food Channel, Guy Fieri he made a lot of trips northeast, and he showed so many just gorgeous restaurants and just out of this world seafood. I love seafood. I hated it growing up, but when I married my wife, she introduced me to it, and I fell in love with seafood and all of it that I seen on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and Man versus Food, and just I fell in love with Rhode Island and a couple of the other states up northeast, and I always wanted to go there. Never. I went. Now, I went to Victoria, BC. We took a ferry out of Seattle one year, and the hotel we stayed at was right there at the port. And when you pulled into the port, you seen the Parliament building. Well, the hotel was on the right side of the Parliament building, and that was pretty cool. I really liked it. That was probably one of my favorite trips we had. Went to there was a what they call them botanical gardens there. That was just unbelievable. I'd never seen nothing like it. And you could spend a couple of days just in that garden. You know, it's just huge, unbelievable. We converted American money to Canadian money, and boy, I thought I was rich. I converted $100, ended up with, I don't remember back then. Shoot, that was back in late 70s. It had to be like 78 or 1978, 79. But yeah, I used to have a lot of that Canadian money left, but I don't know where it went to. Kept it all them years. Used to around here, we always come up with Canadian nickels and dimes. I don't know where they'd come from. You'd buy some at the store and they'd give you that fake Canadian money back. Which you didn't pay attention till you pulled your change out of your pocket and went through it and seen what's that? And you just pull it out, throw it in the drawer with the other stuff. But I've been in that part of the world. I ain't never been out of the United States other than that. Parents went to Japan one year. Dad was a general manager of a Honda car, Subaru car, and Honda and Suzuki motorcycle business. And he won a free trip to Japan to one of the manufacturing plants to see how the cars were made. And he actually got to tour a Honda motorcycle plant while he was there. Got to go to the test. They had a test track that they got to go check out. Took a lot of pictures. They met Morgan. What is his name that wrote the book Roots? I can't remember his name. But anyway, he was on the plane. They sat right next to him on the plane going to Japan. So they took their picture with him and all that stuff. He brought back a bunch of candy and what they called like potato chips. Here, they were squid chips made out of squid. That was the nastiest stuff I ever put in my mouth. It was just bagged like a bag of potato chips. Morgan, that's what I thought it was, but I didn't want to sound stupid, Diane. But anyway, they rode the same plane, sat next to him on the plane. I think it was one of them there two propeller things. It's a 747, I think. I don't know what it was. It's a big jet. Let me see. Cedar Point. Are they still open in Ohio? You know, COVID shut down a lot of things, and I didn't know. You know, we have the amusement park here. It's a amusement park slash water park, and it closed down during COVID, and they actually had another company buy it, and they put a lot of money into it. Added, supposedly added another roller coaster and a couple of roller coasters now. I hadn't been to our amusement park in, let's see, probably 2000, 1999 is the last time I've been there. Used to go there all the time because I liked the food. You got the funnel cakes and corn dogs and all that fun food they had there. And yeah, I don't doubt it, Diane. You see a lot of them having failures, don't you, on the news? In fact, one of my partners at the treatment plant, he quit the theme park here and came to work at the POA. He got his wastewater license and all of that. And they still called him from out there. He took care of the water at the water park. You know, he took all the samples and took care of the pumps and all of that stuff. And so they called him. He'd be at the treatment plant, and they'd still call him, asking him questions of what to do. Well, that tells you right there how much he knew about their water system there. In fact, we had two water employees from that theme park come to work POA. One was at the other treatment plant, and one was our treatment plant. But it's a big one. You can look it up. Magic Springs theme park and water park. You can see what it involves. They have a lot of top name performers come. They have a little open amphitheater there, and you know, a lot of the old timers like I don't know if Def Leppard still comes or not. But I know Bachman Turner Overdrive still comes, I believe. There's quite a few. I know this last year they didn't have the normals that they usually have. There was more gospel and I guess more local bands than, you know, the top names that they usually have. But it's apparently a tourist attraction during the time it's open. I don't even know when it opens up. I think in June. And it runs through the theme park runs through Halloween. They always have what do they call it? They have a name they call it there, but they have places the kids can go in there and trick or treat. You know, they have things set up to where kids get candy or some kind of treat. Spooktacular, Magic Springs Spooktacular, something like that. I always wanted to go back, but I just never have. It was so expensive. I know they have. My favorite restaurant out here where I live, it was just a pop restaurant. The owner was family friends of ours, and that's where Dad and I for 10 or 12 years Well, from 2002 till 2020, when COVID shut everything down, Dad and I would go there just about every Friday for breakfast because I worked Sunday through Thursday. I had Fridays and Saturdays off, so that gave me the opportunity to spend the day with my dad. And so that's what we do. I take him for breakfast, and then I take him to Walmart or take him to any other whatever he needed to do. I'd drive him. And anyway, they shut down, and Terry said, "Well, since we're having to close down, I'm just going to retire," because he'd been there for tons of years. Bunches of years, because I used to go there for coffee after fire. We'd have fire calls, and we'd all, after we washed hoses and hung them up and got the trucks back into service, we'd gather up there at the Three Pines and have coffee and breakfast together, the fire personnel that wanted to. So that's back in early 80s. So that's how long I was going. And so he just retired, and he didn't sell out. He just retired and closed it down. His sister, Stephanie, or his daughter, Stephanie, worked there forever. Yeah, I guess as long as he had it open up, she worked for him. She was a waitress. She did the waitressing. We'd go there so much that we never did order. She'd just see us come in the front door and say, "Good morning." Say the usual, "Yes, ma'am." And she'd tell her daddy what we wanted. Is it really? Well, I know the hospital was, just packed full today. Cody had to wait 6 hours in the emergency room before they had him a bed. Hospitals, a lot of times they want to rush them out on Fridays or before. And they didn't this week. They was still packed. Yeah. She's been sick for 2 weeks. Is that right, Diane? Hey, Diane, she got a husband or a boyfriend? Hey, Mom, she got a boyfriend or a husband? No kidding. I had my mask on today. I promise you that. Where's it at? I still have it right here. I took it out of my coat pocket when I got home. Here's mine. I still have it. Now, when I walked through the front door, that's the first thing I grabbed and put on was a mask. They had them set up at the front door, so I got me one. Well, you waited too long, Mom. You should have introduced me to her. I'd have moved up there just to piss you off. Well, I don't go out in public often. I don't go out in public, period. And so when I do go out, I will, if I have to go to the doctor's office or a hospital, I will be wearing a mask because I don't want to breathe into that mess in my lungs. Yeah, if there's any dead flyers, that's right, Patty. Better not let it happen. Yeah. Um, somebody that I hadn't seen on here in a long time, and I don't know what happened, is Pat Height. You guys remember her, don't you? Yeah, I hadn't seen her in a long, or I hadn't even seen her on any of the streams. It's been a long time. Well, I believe in certain situations you do, Tony. I don't think I need to wear it here at the house though, unless I'm afraid of catching what I got. Nah. Yeah, yeah, right, Patty. Are they plastic or are they them real ones? Yeah, I haven't seen Pat. I got Pat to get her daughter on stage one night, and she got her daughter got married, and I don't know how that all turned out, but no, I hadn't seen her in years. Really? Now you BSing me now, Patty. They did not send them to have them painted. Come on. Well, it's like people driving in their cars and having masks on, Be one person in the car and they have their mask on. I don't know how many times I've seen people doing that. I always wonder that too, Diane. I always wonder about him. Yeah, they I don't remember where they was at, but I remember when he met up with them. Their picture may still be on Truckers TV. I don't know. I hadn't looked back. Chances are it's not, but it could be still on the page. Well, I graduated up to I got one of my coffee pots out of the cabinet, bought me a little can of coffee, and I thought, I'm going to make me a pot of coffee. Have I made a pot of coffee yet? Nope. I'm still using them pods, using my same old coffee pot or my 1 cup pods, whatever you call them. I'm so used to it. I normally drink 1 cup a day, and that's about it. But there's days I'll drink 2 cups. And then there's times like right now, I'd go in there and make a cup of coffee right now. But I'm pretty tired tonight. I might just skip it and wait till in the morning. We'll see how it goes. We're still at 42 degrees. It's 10:01 here. Central Time. We'll see how things go. Well, there's times I think about drinking that much, but that's why I got the coffee pot out of the cabinet and bought that little can of coffee, because there's times I want more than 1 or 2 cups and I didn't want to use up all my pods. And I thought, well, it'd be easier for me just to make a pod. Well, Tony, good talking to you again. You have a great night yourself, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Sounds good. 25 there. Yeah, you too, Rexy. But I think I will call it a night. I said I hadn't been this tired in forever. I think a lot of it has to do with stress and setting in that. Well, that's one good thing about that chair I sat in most of the time at the hospital. That thing was comfortable. I told Cody I'd like to have that at the house. He said, well, load it in the car. I said, yeah, I could just see me strapping that thing to the roof of the car to take home with me. It even had wheels on it. It's one of them there that folds out to a bed, you can sleep on and all that. I said, I could probably sleep good in this thing. Well, okay, guys. Diane, Tony, Rex, Patty, everybody that's left in here in the chat, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Dennis appreciates you guys. Just keep up the good work with the likes and shares and all of that business. And keep watching the videos. That's what we need. Stars not important. Your eyeballs is. And all your reactions to the videos. That's the important things. But thanks again, and dadgummit, I'm supposed to do this. I will be on the next one. Y'all have a great night. We'll talk to you on the next one.